that 2025 is going to be one of the best years of your life. You just have to believe that no matter what your current circumstances look like, no matter what 2024 has even looked like for you, I want you to go into the year with a sense of accomplishment, with a sense of excitement. What are the habits you're going to actually need to implement in your life to achieve your goal? It is okay that I am not the most disciplined person that I know. However, it is not okay to not surround myself by disciplined people. Welcome to the Finally Healed podcast, where we prioritize mental health, self-care, and embracing our healing journey together. I'm your host, Jessica Lundy, and I am so excited for this episode. As you can tell, we are on a different set because we just filmed the workshop, my new year, new me, Elevate in 2025 virtual planning workshop. And it was amazing. It was such a life-changing, transformational experience for all of the women that had the opportunity to participate. And I wanted to make sure that you, as my locked in listeners and viewers, were able to take away some of the tangible tips and tools and strategies that I shared. Because I know if you listen to this podcast, you are the type of woman that is not wanting to play small in 2025. I know that you have big goals and big dreams and desires. And I know that God has put inside of me everything you need to help launch you and propel you and really to elevate and thrive in 2025. So I'm going to be breaking down for you those strategies and really pushing you to greatness. You know, when I came up with the ideal of having this workshop, it wasn't just so people could plan or set goals for the new year. It was really learning and understanding the importance of community. I think it is so powerful when you get a group of women together that are relentless about their goals, relentless about their dreams. That is contagious. Sometimes you might be a little bit passive. You might be a little bit more relaxed about your goals and your dreams, but you get around some women that are motivated, that are inspired, that are encouraged, you're able to borrow some belief from them. And some of the women were able to borrow some belief from me as well, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I truly believe that 2025 is going to be one of the best years of your life. All you have to do is believe that. You just have to believe that no matter what your current circumstances look like, no matter what 2024 has even looked like for you, if you have that mind shift and really lock in to believe that all things are possible to them that believe, then you can truly have the best year of your life. One of the exercises we did that I believe is super powerful and I think would be tremendously helpful for you and your whole healing journey and your personal and professional development is a question that I asked the ladies, and I ask this to you now. What do you need to release before entering into 2025? Meaning, there are some things, some behaviors, some people that you know are not serving you at the highest level. Meaning, there are some people in your life that every time you're trying to work on that business, every time you're trying to go to a new workshop or join a new community, they're always meeting you with a bit of negativity. They got a little bit of jealousy. That's what I call a red flag. And so I want you to really think about the people that you spend the most time with, the people that you call your friends, your sisters, some of the people you're in relationships with. When you really look deeper at those relationships, like, are they really a blessing? Like, are they enhancing your life? Are they an asset? Or are they really taken away from you? There's some people that call your phone and, you look down and you get that sigh where you're like, oh, I'm not mentally or emotionally prepared to have this conversation. You already know that. They're probably like, when I said that, there's probably like a name that popped into your head, because we all have that person in our life where you look down and you're like, man, I don't have the energy or capacity to talk to them. you really need to evaluate if that person needs to still be with you and in your life in 2025. And if so, what type of boundaries are you going to put into place so that they don't drain you? Some activity. There might be some organizations that you are a part of. There might be some boards that you're sitting on. Listen, you might even have a job that every time that you clock in, it almost feels like you done already worked a 10-hour shift because you're already exhausted. So I really want you to take a deep dive, really some reflective time to figure out what you need and what's going to work the best for you in 2025, okay? And be honest with yourself. I mean, this is a journaling exercise between just you and the paper, right? So you don't have to worry about somebody watching it or seeing it. And when you're done, just rip that thing up and release it and let it go. Whatever that thing is. For me, it's stopping the coffee, the sugar, all of that, and I'm somebody who's literally been drinking coffee since I was 16 years old. So stopping that wasn't the most exciting thing to give up. But when I think about the crashes, when I think about the challenges, when I think about the glucose spikes, like, it's just not worth it. So there are some things that you might enjoy, and it might bring you a little bit of joy and happiness. But in the long run, you have to figure out, are some of those things or some of those vices in alignment with your short-term and long-term goals? One of the things that I need you to do is focus on the power of one. I know you're feeling the temptation and the excitement to list like 100 goals. If you're writing your goals and you got to turn the paper over because you got so many, we want to just pump the brakes a little bit, right? I want you to set yourself up for success. So I want you to focus on the power of one. I want you to identify that one goal for 2025. That one word of intentionality for 2025. Mine is elevate. Everything that I did in 2024, I believe 2024 for me set the foundation and the groundwork for the launch and the propelling and the elevation that I'm going to have going into 2025. So I want you to identify what that word is going to be that you're going to use as your foundational word for the year. You're going to have that one overarching goal so that at the end of 2025, when you look back and you're like, man, if I didn't do anything else, I did that one thing. That's going to give you a sense of accomplishment. Once you achieve that goal, then you can move on to the next one. Then you can move on to the next one. But what happens is when someone's looking at 25, 50, 100 goals, you can feel so overwhelmed, so anxious that you don't even get started. And I want you to go into the year with a sense of accomplishment, with a sense of excitement, right? So once we have that, then we're going to get to them habits, because the habits is really what exposes people's character, their nature, and their disciplines, right? So when you look at people's habits, they say a lot about a person. And so I want you to figure out what are the habits you're going to actually need to implement in your life to achieve your goal. So we don't want to just set these goals and just put them on a vision board and then say, do it, Lord. Okay, faith without works is dead, right? So you might have the faith to get some of the things that you desire, but if you don't have the works, meaning you don't have a plan, you don't have a discipline, you don't have a structure, you don't have a process, it's going to be a lot more challenging. So I really want you to get quiet. Like, as you're listening to this, I'm coaching you right now to your dreams and to your destiny. Like, you need someone who's going to push you, who's going to propel you, who's going to keep you accountable, who's going to hold your feet to the fire and say, no, you committed to this goal. You need to get it done, because you deserve to have someone in your life who's going to do that for you. So we're going to come up with that habit. And then I want you to get a habit tracker. You can use an app. You can use a worksheet to do this. We have in the worksheet that I created, the workbook that I created, there is a worksheet that allows you to track some habits in there, but you got to create some type of system where you can document whether you did something or not. That's what self-accountability looks like. I think to be successful, you have to have two. You have to have self-accountability, and then you also need to be a part of a group. You need to be a part of a community, part of an organization where you're actually invested, right? Meaning you're putting some money, some action, some time, some energy behind something so that you will actually do it. I remember there's a difference between the times where I went to the gym or I was working out or I'm exercising by myself, right? I might not feel so excited to go. I might not stay as long as I should because ain't nobody keeping me accountable. But when I'm paying that trainer, a couple $100 a month to show up, I'm showing up early because I don't want to waste my money. I'm staying late because they want to train me a little bit later. Like, I'm following the nutrition plan that they gave me. Like, I realized that anytime I made an investment, I took something serious. And so I want you to even think about what type of investments do you need to make into 2025. I say that 2025 is my year of delegation. I am not the type of person that's wanting to do anything on the solo route. That has just led to some stress and some anxiety. But I realize when I'm with the team, when I'm in community, when I'm surrounded by other people that get it, I'm not only able to borrow some belief from them, I'm able to stay excited. That's the challenging thing. It's like when the excitement of the new year wears off, that's where the habits and the structure and the disciplines kick in. And sometimes we don't naturally have that. I came to a point in my life about 2 years ago that it is okay that I am not the most disciplined person that I know. However, it is not okay to not surround myself by disciplined people, because they say that you are the sum total of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Meaning, I had to put myself around some go-getters. I had to put myself around some high achievers, some multimillionaires, like people who were really going to stretch me and push me and propel me to greatness. So we're now at the healing moment, right? I really want you to go really deep, where I'm going to give you an action item on one thing that you have to work with. I want you to do 2 things, right? We're ending the year, so I want you to end it strong. 1, I really want you to go deep with what you need to release. I can tell that there is a person, there is a thing, there is a structure, there is a process that needs to be released. And secondly, I want you to evaluate the people you're spending the most time with. I want to make sure that you're spending time with people that are going to propel you to greatness. And last but not least, you don't have to do this alone. I think one of the most beautiful things about community is at any moment you can be connected with people that are like-minded. You can be connected with people that are going to push you to greatness. And I am super excited to announce that we are going to be launching our own community very soon. So stay tuned for that, because I know that you are the type of woman that believes in sisterhood, that believes in togetherness and accountability and making success a group project. I believe that's what we need to start normalizing, not this team, no new friends. That is old and done with. It's really the power of community and collaboration is going to help you actually achieve every goal you put down on your list. So this has been another episode of the Finally Healed with Jessica Lundy podcast. I'm so grateful that you tuned in. Listen, if you missed our Elevate and Thrive in 2025 workshop, don't worry. We are going to be offering a bundle that includes the replay of the workshop, that's 2 hours, as well as the workbook, so that you can truly prepare for the new year. We will have more information about that in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. Give us that 5-star rating and leave us a review. That's really helpful for the people that are new and tuning in and wanting to learn more about this podcast. So remember, you got this.